What strategies are cities implementing to provide community amenities in anticipation of high rates of population growth? Vancouver's solution to population growth is useful to look at when finding ways in which Sydney could improve their goals and plans for the future. Both cities are waterfront cities with a strong relationship between built form and nature, and both cities have vast areas of low-density housing outside of the main city area. In order to maintain their status in the top 10 livable cities in the world, Sydney's future as a globally competitive and livable city relies on its walkability, according to one of the world's leading experts on city planning. What the City of Sydney needs to focus on today are the long-term strategies which can link public infrastructure investment to the growth of new homes. Despite Sydney having a population almost twice the size, Vancouver and Sydney both have increasing population from migration as well as ageing populations. Both cities aim to become complete communities which allow easy access throughout the city to all amenities including public transport, schools, parks and healthcare. In 2011, the Greater City Action Plan 2020 was introduced. This strategy aims to reduce the ecological footprint of Vancouver residents, which is currently 3 times what the Earth can sustain. The goals that specifically address community amenities and well-being are: Goal 6, Vancouver residents enjoy comparable access to green spaces, including the world's most spectacular urban forest. And Goal 10, Vancouver will become a global leader in urban food systems. There are 3 solutions in particular which the City of Sydney can learn from. These are parklets, greenways and community gardens. The Parklet Pivot program has been underway in Vancouver since 2013, converting small portions of lightly used roads such as extending existing parking spaces and turning them into accessible mini parks. They were introduced to provide additional green and open spaces in order to benefit local businesses, residents and visitors by providing unique public spaces that attract customers and foster community conversation. Since 2013, Vancouver has introduced a total of 6 parklets, 5 of which were built in 2014. As infrastructure continues to occupy more of urban land, Vancouver Council has shown that community amenities can be simply articulated yet provide a moment where community members stop and engage. Greenways in Vancouver are being introduced as public corridors for use by pedestrians and cyclists in order to connect areas of the city, such as parks, neighbourhoods and retail areas. The experience for pedestrians and cyclists intends to be enhanced through improvements such as extended parks, increased landscaping, public art and drinking fountains. Once the 17 city routes are complete, the Greenway routes will total 140 kilometres long. In comparison, neighbourhood greenways are small, local connections which are initiated by residents in the area. In 2014, a total of 918,000 people travelled by car daily, down from 983,000 the year before. That compares to 905,000 who walked or cycled, which is up from 893,000 the year before. Community gardens help to promote the role of public health in improving the quality of life while becoming a hub for fostering neighbourhood cohesion and resilience through strengthening of networks, engagement, increased knowledge and capacity building. As the community member states, people really engage with planting a garden and a great harvest, but what it really does is bring people together for a shared project. The people that it brings together are as a diverse a group as you can imagine. Kids and mums, retirees and new immigrants all dig in. The only barrier which has interrupted the plan has been the removal of garden plots along one of the railway lines. This, however, highlighted the importance of urban agriculture to be designed in a way that, if necessary, can be relocated, recognising the need to adapt as the city shifts in its urban form and land use. So what lessons can the City of Sydney implement into Target 6 of the 2030 plan? Sydney should look at the way in which Vancouver has reduced the amount of cars on the road through encouraging walking and cycling. If Sydney wants to achieve the aim of having every resident within a 3-minute walk of a continuous green link, they are going to have to start introducing greenways. Sydney should start by looking at the main corridors and branching greenways from these. At present, there are discontinuous cycling or walking routes which stop people from choosing this method of transport. Community gardens and parklets occupy small amounts of space, yet both create community participation. The City of Sydney aims to create safe and attractive public spaces for people to meet, rest and walk through at all times of the day or night. Community gardens and parklet are both public and open spaces throughout Vancouver's community, which widen footpaths, encourage community involvement and allow for people to meet. Through adding amenities such as parklets, greenways and community gardens, Sydney neighbourhoods become a network, allowing for further connections for Sydney residents. By finding more connections throughout the city, it means that the unrealised potential for neighbourhoods to accommodate niche businesses and diverse retailing become achievable. In October 2014, the Mayor of Sydney, Clover Moore, stated, "The city is rolling out an extensive wayfinding network, upgrading our parks and overhauling our streets and laneways to create the ideal environment for walking and cycling.